Quarter 2 review, Unit 4. Question 1. I have a triangle here trying to find sides x and y. I have it drawn out. So we have an angle and a side. To find x, we can use tangent. So tangent of our angle is equal to x over 5.2. To solve for x, we multiply both sides by 5.2. So we get x is equal to 5.2 times tan 48. Let's do that while I got it on the board. So clear all, 5.2 times tan 48. We get 5.775, which rounds to 5.8. So x equals 5.8. Now we have two sides. You can do Pythagorean theorem, or you can do sine or cosine. I'm just going to do cosine. Cosine of 48 is equal to 5.2 over y. And when your unknown is in the denominator, you just basically flip these two things. So 5.2 divide by cosine 48. So we get 7.8. Question 1 is done. Question 2, very similar to question 1, but actually just one side is missing. So we have our opposite is missing, and we have our hypotenuse. So we're going to use sine of 42 is equal to x over 12. Oops, sorry, I'll board up. There you go. So opposite side is what we're looking for when we have our hypotenuse. So sine of our angle is 42 equals x over 12. Multiply both sides by 12. We get x by itself. So it's 12 times sine of 42. So it's 8.02. So it should just be just 8. X equals 8. Number 3. All right. So it's a tangent problem because we do not have our hypotenuse. So it's tan 41 is equal to x over 18. Multiply both sides by 18. We get our x by itself. So 18 times tan of 41. Remember, if you don't understand how to do these, I'm going too fast, and you need to go back and watch the rest of the videos. You probably skipped some assignments. 15.7. So this one's a little tricky for the rounding. 7 rounds the 4 up to a 5. The 5 rounds the 6 up to a 7. So 15.7. Question 4. Okay, so we have a hypotenuse, so it's sine or cosine. We do not have our opposite side, so we're using cosine. Cosine of 44 is equal to 11 over x. Our unknowns in the denominator, so we're just going to flip these two things. We get x is equal to 11 over cosine of 44. So 11 divided by cosine 44. 15.3. Question 5. Looks like a tangent problem because we do not have our hypotenuse. So I have it here. Tangent of 60 is equal to opposite over adjacent. Once again, it's in the denominator, so we're going to flip these two things. So we're going to get x is equal to 19 over tan of 60. Oops, I forgot my divide. So we get 10.969. This is going to round up to 11.0, or just 11. So x equals 11. Question 6. This is the first time our angle is missing. So this is where we use the inverse functions, okay? So here we go. We don't have the hypotenuse, so we know it's tan of theta is equal to opposite, 7.8 over 5. So the inverse tan of both sides is our answer. 7.8 over 5. So the calculator, whoopsie daisy, wrong one. Inverse tan is on the backside in the function. So inverse tan, and we're typing in 7.8 over 5. Oops, a little funky here. 7.8 divided by 5 gives us 57.339. We're rounding to the nearest tenth, so we'll have 57.3 degrees is our theta. Question 7, another missing angle. We're going to be using sine this time, if you can't tell already. So sine of theta is equal to 4 over 5. So the inverse sine of 4 over 5 is our angle theta. So functions, clear everything out. Inverse sine, back to our numbers, 4 divided by 5 gives us 53.13, so 53 degrees. Question 8, if you don't know, we're doing the angle again, and it's going to be a cosine. Okay. So cosine theta 29 over 51. So inverse cosine of 29 over 51 is our answer. $55.345, so 55, actually 55.4 degrees. Or actually, we're only going to the nearest degree, so 55 degrees. That's why we're not doing tenths, so 55 degrees. Question 9. So we're using sine, because we have a hypotenuse and the opposite, so sine theta is 5 over 8. Inverse sine of 5 over 8 will give us our angle. $36.68, so it would be 30. Sorry, it's 38.6. Okay, I said that already. So 39 degrees is our answer for this question. Okay, I'm gonna do this one a little quicker. So we have it's an angle. It's cosine. Cosine of theta is 19 over 23. So inverse of cosine of 19 over 23. 19 over 23. So it is 34 degrees. See here. Solve this triangle. So we have to find all the sides and the angles that are missing. I'm going to find AB, our hypotenuse first. We can do that by Pythagorean theorem. So it's 8.3 squared plus 11 squared is equal to C squared. And we're going to do this in the calculator. So 8.3 squared plus 11 squared gives us, oops, I didn't do that right. Plus 11 squared gives us this number. And to get C by itself, we have to square root both sides. So we're going to put a square root out here in front. I'm going to copy this and put it underneath. Boom, like that. Now delete the old stuff. So 13.78. I imagine they want us to be rounded to the nearest tenth, so it should be 13.8. Now let's find angle. Which angle is this? This is angle A. And this is angle B and C. Okay, now to find angle A, I'm going to use tangent 11 over 8.3. Tangent of A, 11 over 8.3. And B is the opposite. It's 8.3 over 11. So tangent of B is equal to 8.3 over 11. So for A, we're going to do inverse tan of this number. And for B, we're going to do inverse tan of this number. Remember, I'm going fast in this one. I'm not trying to go through and teach it because I've already taught it before. This is just review. 8.3. So angle A is equal to 53 degrees. Okay, and we can use tan B down here to find angle B, or we can just do 180 minus 90 minus 53. I'll do it both ways, just to show you that the answer should be the same. 180 minus 90 minus 53 gives us 37. Okay, so tan B down here, she gives us the exact same answer as that. Let's check it real quick. 8.3 divided by 11. 37 degrees. There we go. Question 12, same question as 11. I have it drawn down. Okay, so we're going to do 4 squared plus 6 squared is equal to c squared. In our calculator, you can kind of do it pretty quickly by doing square root 4 squared plus 6 squared. So our hypotenuse is 7.2. All right. ABC, if I write down my. Let's find angle A. I'm going to do tangent. Tangent of angle A is equal to 6 over 4. So inverse tangent of 6 over 4 will give us our answer for that. Inverse tangent, 6 divided by 4, gives us 56.3 degrees. We're just going to use it actually whole number. So 56 degrees. And we can find out angle B by 180 minus 90 minus 56. Gives us 34. And there we go. Triangle has been solved. Question 13. So this time our hypotenuse is given to us. So our a squared is missing. So a squared plus b squared, which is 10 squared, equals 25.6 squared. So we do 25.6 minus 10 squared and square root that number. Will give us a. So let's do 25.6 squared minus 10 squared. Gives us this number, 555.36. And we're going to square root that. So our angle X is, sorry, our side X is 23.6 long. All right, and now we can find out, I always forget to write down the sides, KLJ. All right, so angle J, picking that for no reason at all. Do tan again. Oh, I forgot, you guys have whatever, you guys have that written down. So angle J is tangent of J is equal to 10 over 23.6. Inverse tan will give us our degree. 10 divided by 23. Oops, I hit the wrong button by accident. Oops, let's do that over again. Inverse tan. 10 divided by 23.6 is 22.96, which would end up being 23 degrees. And 180 minus 90 minus 23 means that this is 67 degrees. I did it in my head. I skipped 14. And for the next 3, I'm just going to set the questions up for you. I'm not going to solve them all out. Okay, so we have a plane that's cruising at an altitude of 30,000 feet. So here's our plane. Up here in the air. Here's our ground. Once we land at Bush Field, we'll make Bush Field way down here. So angle of depression is 7 degrees. So that means that coming down from here is 7. That means we know this is 83. And it's asking for the horizontal distance. So we're looking for this number down here. So it'll be a tangent. Tangent of 83 is equal to x over 30,000. All right. I'm going to have you guys solve it for x. I'm not going to solve it. 16. A hot air balloon is 100 feet straight above where it's planning to land. So hot air balloon straight above where it plans to land, 100 feet. Destiny's driving to meet the balloon when it lands. If the angle of elevation to the balloon is 35 degrees, how far away is Destiny? So Destiny's out here driving. She can see the balloon, and it's 35 degrees up. She wants to know how much further she has to drive. So we don't have hypotenuse again, so it's tangent of 35 is equal to 100 over x. And I'm going to leave 17 as a question that you have to solve on your own.